Welcome back to From the Source podcast. We are. Oh man, why did I stutter?
We are what?
Why does it take me like 2 or 3 times to do this? I was going to say episode 15. Let me go again. Welcome back to From the Source podcast. Today we are going to be talking about finding your purpose, or in particular, what to do if someone is struggling to find their purpose or direction in life. Last week we kind of touched on this to a certain aspect. We spoke about finding your passion, but this is a little bit different because I think purpose is when you've got something to strive for. It's not really like what you're going to do. For example, if my passion, I said it was like helping people or teaching. I think your purpose is what is the reason why you're going to do it, and we're going to touch on that today. So I think if we start with, where does your purpose come from? Like, is it,
I'll let you answer your own question, Ian.
okay, I think these questions are obviously, we're speaking on big topics. I think the last 2 weeks we've touched on these big topics and big questions, and I think it's nice to unpick it. So your purpose for me is, I think you said it the other week, it's what you're getting out of bed for, but the reason why you're going to do it. So when you go to the gym, there's a purpose to you going to the gym. You don't just go because you enjoy it. You know kind of that it keeps you fit, keeps you healthy. But then the big picture here is, what's the main purpose in people's lives? And I think for me, I think that building or creating, being creative to some extent, is a purpose for me. I think everything I do touches on building or creating something, and that gives me purpose because then I've got something to do, got something to make, something to edit, or what do you think?
Well, I was just thinking about people that their only purpose seems to be just to live day to day. Don't know why I started thinking you're saying that. That's what most people I see, just, what are you doing today? Nothing, no drive, nothing, literally no purpose to do anything, just survive. And that's not from like maybe people might think from like a financial point. I just think like some people just, they don't know what it is. They've not taken the time to even think about it. Ever been, I don't want to say like taught about purpose and stuff, but they just wake up and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Their purpose is just to survive and kind of make it as long as they can in life.
Yeah, would you say they've got no purpose then? Or they think they've got no purpose?
Yeah, I would say they probably think they've got in such a rut that they don't, so low that they just think like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And they've kind of lost it somewhere down the road.
Yeah. So then how can they get it?
It's $1 million question, that is.
Yeah, I think when you need a purpose to your day, and you get a certain element of that from a job. So a job gives people purpose. Yeah, it gives you money, but it gives you something to do. And I think when people retire, they either go wild and go on, holidays and explore, or they just lose their purpose because now they've got no meaning in the day.
Just exist. I think we've spoke previously. That's probably some of it to do with structure as well. That structure, purpose, like even down to the micro, like per day, if you will. Like you have to have some form of purpose or structure, otherwise you just go stir crazy. I think retirement's probably, everyone probably wants to retire, like we probably want to retire, from that, I don't want to say like that paid job, I don't really know, but I wouldn't retire like people think. I wouldn't just sit on a beach, I'd just be bored. I'd have to do something. I think probably my purpose is similar to yours in terms of like got to be learning something, got to maybe be growing something, if that's maybe a new business, you sell.
Yeah, because if you get complacent and then life gets a bit boring, sometimes that's needed to then give you like a new sense of meaning or new sense of purpose. So you start doing something new because you're bored. But when you get stuck in that rut, and you lose all sense of purpose, you just kind of live in, go to work, go home, go to bed and repeat. But your work doesn't fill you with joy, or it doesn't fill you with, you know, creativity. You can easily get caught up in what's the point in all
Yeah.
this?
I think that's like what I was saying before in terms of people, like you just end up just existing then. Just, and I think that's like that bit of a boohoo mentality. People are just like, oh, I've been doing this for 2 years. I've got no purpose anymore. Like, woe is me. And just keep doing this. And it's just a waste of time then.
Yeah. When I think of purpose, I think, what am I doing all this for? To to an extent. So when I'm working, gymming, like making stuff or creating stuff, and whether it's content or whether it's just like business stuff, what's it all for? But then that brings on a deeper question of, it's doing it. That's what it's for. It's giving you something to do. It's not really for an end goal, is it? Because the goal is doing it.
Yeah, I think along the journey, that end goal just keeps moving backwards.
Like, you think that I'm gonna make a business so that I get really successful, and then I can provide my family with, a nice home and a safety blanket, and we never have to worry about money. Yeah, you do it for that, but also you do it because it gives you stuff to do. And if you don't have stuff to do, like, you just feel lost.
Opens more doors, doesn't it? Everything is predominantly around money, isn't it? So you have more money, you can open up more doors, and then that might create a new purpose, different purpose, because I don't know, you maybe can't travel the world without money. So once you've got that money, you can travel the world and you might meet other people and they might give you ideas and like that purpose, evolves. But I don't know, it's very hard for some people. And I think you just got to have that drive or that want to be better or do something differently. It's a hard one, I think, for most people.
Yeah, I think when people don't see meaning to their life, let's say purpose is kind of like, you've not found like your meaning. It's kind of the same thing, isn't it? It's probably because maybe they're not surrounded by like good people, or maybe they've not got people around them. They're very, very lonely or something like that. I think that can be quite hard. But then they're also the kind of people that go hard on like fitness, because they find that and they're like, right, I'm gonna get myself out of this rut, and that gives them a purpose. Do you know, like, them people that are working so hard to get better and get their mind back on track. Maybe they've got bad mental health and then they're getting back on track. That gives you a purpose, which is a weird paradox, because then you're like, you don't want to get better because then you're going to lose your purpose again. It's
Well,
like,
that's the fear, though, isn't it? But I think when you've got past that,
yeah,
you never lose it,
and
it just grows.
you never complete the mission, do you?
No.
You're always chasing it.
Yeah, you're chasing. I was just thinking about that. See that video that Matthew McConaughey did when he accepted that award at like the Oscars or something?
Yes, it's a really
it wasn't
good
about
speech.
it wasn't about purpose. It was about like who you strive to be or stuff like that. And it's like me in 10 years.
Yeah,
And then I was me in 10 years, and I still hadn't where I wanted to be, and it was just me in another 10 years.
yeah.
And you just keep chasing it, and that's what like kind of pulls you along.
Do you think everyone has that desire to like grow and get better?
I think at some point in your life, everyone would have had it, but circumstances probably changed that thought pattern. I think as humans, I think we're probably all born to have a purpose, but have a shit upbringing, or life hits you hard and it just knocks you down, and you lose that purpose, and it's more like survival. like I said, each day is just, let's just get by because this is bad.
It's weird, isn't it? Because years ago, that was your purpose. It was just to stay alive. Like thousands of years ago, caveman times, your purpose was to find some food and stay alive and keep warm. And then now in life, we're so lucky. You could say we're unlucky because now we've all got this like desire to get really successful and be the fittest we've ever been and be like the happiest we've ever been.
It's more complicated now.
It's really
back
complicated.
in caveman times, like you said, literally food, water, survive, protect my family. That's it.
Yeah, it was simple. It was simple, but it was like life or death.
Yeah, literally life or death. And now, obviously,
now you're like in Tesco thinking, shall I get the chicken Caesar wrap or shall I get the southern fried chicken?
You've not had to hunt for it, or I've lost 10,000 followers, my life's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore, really. But I think
it makes it complicated, but we're fortunate because that's a really good, struggle to have, that life's so amazing now that you've got all these extra problems, but they're minuscule in reality, but we big them up, don't we? You've lost a few followers, like, it's not the end of the world.
No, definitely isn't. But I think, like, life is, sounds a bit soppy, but life is so, like, beautiful, isn't it? It's so that every day is different. You don't know what literally tomorrow is, and I don't know, just like a lot of people just don't live in the moment. They're dwelling on a lot of things,
or some people don't actually, what you just said, some people don't realize that. So some people just go through their days and don't actually realize it's actually really good, and we're only here for 80, 90 years. If you're lucky, you might go beyond that. But I think, well, there's two sides to this spectrum. One side is fill your life with purpose and grow and get better at stuff and build businesses and, get a good job and get that pay rise. And then the other side is, well, we're only here for a short time, so I'm just going to enjoy life. I'm going to go on a holiday and I'm just going to be with my family and then I'm going to enjoy that. Both people are right. And it just depends. Can you do both? Like, I would like to do both.
Yeah. You've got to work hard at both, though, I think. I think you have to work. Oh, yeah, it's just finances, though, isn't it? That's the problem.
Do you not think everything comes down to finances? It's like...
Yeah, I mean, money makes the world go round.
Yeah.
You literally can't do anything. You could go live on a desert island, and live the best life. But you can't ever leave that desert island because you need to buy something to leave.
Yeah.
Or make something. And whenever you go to, you're gonna need money, aren't you?
Money kind of like traps you and frees you at the same time.
It's good and evil, I think.
Yeah.
People get obsessed about it, and that's most people's purpose is, let's get as much money as I possibly can and stuff like that. But yeah, I think money changes people, makes things bad.
Yeah.
Makes it hard for people.
That brings us to a nice point, because I wrote something down about the Japanese ikigai, which is all about purpose. It's basically the Japanese word for purpose, but there's 4 elements to it. I've wrote it down, so I'm not going to pretend I know it, but there's basically 4 elements to the Japanese way of living, and you need all 4 in order to live like a healthy, happy life.
So, I think like Japanese and Asians, they have it right.
They do, yeah.
I'd love to go to Japan because it just seems like super chilled. Everyone just knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Yeah, they've nailed it.
Yeah.
And this is an element of it. So they basically say that you need to do something that you love, something you're good at, something the world needs, and something you can make money from. Sometimes you can have one thing that does all them things in overall, or you might have 4 different things. But if you've ever read about it or watched anything on it, the Japanese like ikigai thing is so interesting, because basically they're the people that do that are also the people who live the longest in the world. Like, there's a little town in Japan, I don't know what it's called, and they have the highest life expectancy.
Probably got old women that are like 105.
It
probably
is,
just
and you
chilling.
know, the old women are like, they're dancing around, like they're obviously really old, but they're dancing around. They cook meals still. They walk to the local, like, fish shop or whatever it is, and they do all that. And you know why it works? And I've read about it. They have purpose still. They have something to get up for, whether it's doing the garden, cooking a meal for their family, going to like, bingo with the friends or going for a dance with the friends. Like they've got something to do. And I think Western culture, like British or US, we get home and we just bang on the TV and we just sit back and we don't actually do anything. The TV does it all for us.
Yeah, just waste away.
Yeah.
I think it's like when you get old, and definitely when I get old, it's when you stop moving. It's when you stop doing stuff that things just rapidly break down, and they probably have it nailed down to a T. They probably have less cortisol than anyone. Are happy doing what they want to do, have a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's easy for everyone to kind of understand, like a purpose, kind of nail those 4 pillars.
Yeah. There's a saying that's like, you should have 3 hobbies, one that makes you money, one that keeps you creative, and one that keeps you fit. And if you have them 3, that's kind of a good element of you've got a purpose. I'm keeping fit, so that's something to do in my day. I'm making money, and something that keeps you creative, whether it's like drawing or creating. And if you can do all 3, like, if you own a gym and you can, you've kitted out your gym, it's making you money, you can create content for your gym, it's keeping you creative, and then you're keeping fit because you're actually in the gym. That would be a good thing.
Yeah, nailed it. But I think pick something that you love, and yeah, pick something you're good at. Doesn't matter what it is to anyone else. Everyone's good at something. You just got to find it. What the world needs, and that is not like breaking it down to creating something completely new. That might be something that's already out there. I don't know, like a car that needs to do something else. So you can create something and what you can be paid for, which is probably going to be what the world needs.
Yeah. And also what the world needs could be a local cafe because people need food.
Yeah.
Or, it might be I'm opening a hair salon because people need a haircut. Like the world needs it. I'll do it. But if you work this is an interesting one. Some people work in a job that is absolutely meaningless. Like, I'm just trying to think. Some people work a job where everything they do is like for no reason. It's like banging numbers on a spreadsheet so that someone else looks at it and goes, yep, that's good. But there's no like real meaning to it.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't give you meaning. It doesn't give you purpose. You're just getting paid.
Yeah, and I think that's the people that have just kind of got no purpose, just happy just to go about. Back to the survivors. Yeah, it's interesting. I've never heard of that Japanese thing before.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah.
It is interesting because they've got the highest life expectancy as well, which is mad because it's basically saying they have this and they live longer, and then you look at people where we live and they don't have that really. Some people do, but some people don't.
It's because the food's well nice.
Sushi.
Or just yeah, Japanese food in general.
Yeah. And then we've got like Big Macs, salt and pepper fries.
Fried shit.
Yeah.
Like heavy
That's
carb
another
shit.
thing. That is another thing that,
I
keeping
saw a
healthy.
video on Instagram or TikTok or something, and it showed like New York in 1950 and New York in 2024. And back in like 1950, where they had like less food, everything that completely different to what we have now, every single person walking down the street in 1950 had the same body shape, which is just like slim and lean. It's because back then they just ate fruit. None of the food was full of like sugars and shit. There was no like McDonald's, there was no like fast foods and stuff. Whereas today, literally, there was walking down and it was like bloody Where's Wally trying to pick like a skinny person walking down the street.
Yeah.
And we have just developed into this like lazy, like fat culture.
Yeah. that's the sad reality, is that is what the majority of people are. And you know what's funny? If you're not that and you like try hard to go to the gym, some people are like, God, like, do you ever have a day off? You're always in the gym. Like, yeah, I mean, you should be too, you know.
Or just moving. Not even about the gym, I don't think,
Yeah.
half the time. I just think when you go on during a holiday and you go to Europe and stuff like that, the people there predominantly are mostly like quite lean because they eat like fresh food, they eat just like salad and veg
Walking.
and stuff like that, and they're walking about a lot because most places everything's like kind of partly spread out.
Yeah.
Transport's probably a bit crapper over there, and taxis are too expensive, so they have to walk or cycle, and they're all lean.
Yeah.
And we go over there as a big fat UK people.
Drinking all the beer,
Drink all the
eating all the
beer,
pizza,
yeah.
then leaving it
Yeah, and they're like,
in a
"Thank
shit
God you're
tip.
doing that so we don't have to eat it."
Yeah. Yeah.
And they eat the fresh tomatoes and everything, and we just avoid them.
Yeah.
Slightly off topic, all this, but
Well, it comes into it. It's everything we talk about is kind of, we're talking about like life in general, but I think you've got to take all these things and try your best to apply them. But in a way, not every day is filled with purpose. I mean, some days if I'm hungover, my purpose is to like get Netflix on and
survive.
Yeah, back to survival. But then, that's not majority of my life. That's a rarity now. And it makes me a lot happier to have like a nice, healthy lifestyle, but also working hard and like doing stuff and creating things. I think, everyone should have that element of being creative. I think,
To me, I just think it's about just getting off your arse.
yeah, you put it blunt, don't
Yeah,
you?
just a bit. Yeah, let's just not beat around the bush. Just get off your arse.
Yeah.
Probably won't go down well with some people, but I'm arsed.
Well, yeah, I
But
mean,
you need to just move.
the world we live in now, you can't say a lot, can you?
No. And it's just not about just like, don't get complacent and, it's a bit of a dog eat dog world out there.
Mm.
And
Yeah, it is.
You kind of got to do stuff for yourself. With like the support of the people you want around you. There's a lot of people that'll just take it away from you. They'll watch you build it up and they'll take it away. They'll let you slog it out.
People get a bit jealous, don't they? Do you know what's interesting? People get jealous of people who are doing well because they don't feel like, if I can't have it, they can't have it. And that it's a bit about like purpose and meaning in your life. I think when people are building a business or building a thing, whatever it is, maybe they're trying to get a pay rise and they're like working hard and they're showing everyone that they're working hard. People get a bit jealous or, a bit like...
it's your peers around you, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
why are you going for that? Oh, look at you trying to work hard, working extra hours, all that lot.
Yeah.
Then you get your pay rise and you're all like, oh, little fucking brown nose. It's like, I've grafted for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they just don't want to do it. They just want everyone to be the same because they are then comfortable then.
Yeah. There's comfort in everyone staying at the same level.
Yeah, but it's good to be the person that wants to break out of that cycle. And that's not just for work. You'll have mates that'll be like that. Some of them won't have any aspirations at all. And it's about like, still going to be your mate, but I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm.
And if you want to come along for the ride, then I'll help you.
Some people don't have that desire that you're talking about. Like, I see it when I speak to people. Some people are quite content with normal, simple life, but actually, are they content? When you see someone and they're like, I'm quite happy just plodding along. I don't care about much. Like, they're not that happy, are they?
They're just lying.
Yeah.
They're not content at all. They just can't be arsed.
Yeah.
You just like, I'm not sitting here like I'm completely driven and always have been all my life. There was times when obviously like younger, like early 20s, I was like, I can't be arsed either. I'm just happy going to this job. We used to work on bars, you You'd get tips, serve drinks. You know exactly what's going to happen. It's just a different piss guy bothering you that night, but it's the same structure. And then you just think, I just can't do this. And you got to break out of it. These, what we talk about in these episodes, they all merge into like previous ones and stuff, but it's just about like, you know,
I think the big topics, they come around, like everything we kind of talk about is related to achieving something or building something or being successful. But I think that's everyone's aim in life, isn't it? No one wants to be shit. So like everyone's trying to like do better at the thing that they do. Maybe if you're lost and you don't know what your thing is, then you just keep trying different things. But it's interesting. Some people just don't seem to care, or they lie and say, I don't care, but really they do.
they do.
So what would you say to them if there was someone watching this that was thinking, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. I don't know what I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really care about much. Like, what should they do now? The next step?
Follows, social media. I bet this person who doesn't know what they're doing is sat on TikTok or Instagram every night watching shite. So follow someone that grabs your attention, that something that they're saying that you believe in, and just kind of let them be your inspiration, and find people around you, friends, family, or something that you can just get some motivation from. You have to find something, because no one's going to give you anything. They're just going to let you wallow, and you're just going to be that like another person. Say like people I used to go to school with. You're just the other guy who was like, oh, I always knew you were going to fail. You just did shit in school, so then, oh, you're going to do shit in life. It doesn't have to be like that. Just fine.
That's interesting what you said about they're probably saying they don't care about anything, but they're probably going home watching social media. And then it's like, well, what are you watching on social media? Because maybe that is what you're interested in. Maybe you're watching someone, I know like loads of kids, young adults are watching like streamers and, people play video games. Maybe that's your thing.
But that is a purpose. Like what? I was going to say, what do you Google? But forget Google. Like what do you search on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram? Because everyone searches something. Like you just have to. No one just like sits and scrolls. Because or even if you scroll and hit something, you think, oh, like I don't know, oregano. Not oregano. What is it?
Oregano, the herb.
I'm hungry.
Oregano, the herb.
No.
Just watching videos of that.
No, what is it?
Origami.
That's it. Yeah. So you like that, so then you start searching that. So then that piques your interest.
Yeah, and then
that whole rabbit hole everyone goes on about, you'll go down a purpose rabbit hole.
But the rabbit hole is nowadays, the rabbit hole on social media or YouTube is made for you.
Yeah.
The algorithm is what you like. So if you go, oh God, like I went on TikTok and then an hour later I was still on it, well, yeah, because TikTok knows what you like. It will keep you there.
Well, they've always said that TikTok is the inner parts of that person's brain. You go on my TikTok, it's completely different to yours. That is an insight into your brain. It's like straight into what you watch, and
yours will be snooker.
Actually, some of it is like snooker moments and stuff, but recently it's been like drone stuff. I've been doing stuff with a drone.
Yeah, see?
So it's just, I mean, I use social media. I'm on my phone quite a lot, but it's valuable social media. It's not just shite. I'm not just watching like, well, I say it's shite, people might like this, but like what people eating food and stuff like that. But it's stuff that I actually like, that I search or research that we do and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff out there for people. There's all this technology and people just let it go away. Going back to the caveman stuff, we didn't have anything. You're sat in your cave and you didn't know what your purpose was. But now you can just search it. I'm 21. Like, what should be my purpose? Enter.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's about 1,000 blogs that say,
there will be.
This is what you should be.
And all them things will come into an element of creativity, whether it's music. You you could even go down the route of, if you wanted to join like a football team and you wanted to be a footballer, well, there's going to be something there now. You've got social media that you're going to be making videos on Instagram or TikTok to get yourself out there. Then you're going to make money from it, and then it's going to keep you fit. Like, everything can come into them 3 things we spoke about before. But I mean, people sometimes don't have the drive to just break out the mold and just give it a go. They don't have the confidence to do it.
People want to be given the dream, like the purpose. They just want it. Like, I don't think we'd want someone to give us, a highly rated podcast. You want to work for it. But most people just want, I think it just goes back to like just the laziness of most people nowadays.
Yeah. The bit of the hard work involved in achieving your dream is the purpose. So like, if we did, like, imagine tomorrow where we've got 1 million subscribers overnight. Like, yeah, well, we probably would be like, right, now we need to aim for 2 million,
But we've
still
done
going.
work.
Yeah.
And that would be for the people like that. He just got 1 million followers, blah, like, we've done 15 episodes. We've done numerous workout videos. We've done loads of the behind the scenes that no one sees, all the research, all the social media, all the editing, getting all the equipment, speaking to the right people, like some form of networking and stuff. We've done all that. So I'd probably say like 1 million followers wouldn't be justified for all that work. But, if it was 10,000 overnight, I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
we worked for that. Like, we didn't just start an Instagram account and then just pay for followers.
Yeah.
We work for
There's
it.
no cheat codes, is there? There's no cheat codes to life. You've literally just got to work hard. And I think you can listen to all the tips and hack videos, but the be all and end all is it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of hours to achieve something that, successful.
It's like invisible hours. It's hours you don't know how many hours you need to put in. It's like someone saying, oh, if you do 1,000 hours of podcasting, you'll be successful. You get to 1,000 and you go, where is it? And someone goes, it actually isn't. I just lied to you. Like, get to work.
Yeah.
All right.
And you see people in the same industry as what you're in, and you think, God, I could do that, or why didn't that happen to me? Maybe you're a DJ and then you look at someone who's world famous DJ or they're blowing up and you're thinking, I'm better than them. Why can't that happen to me? But that's the thing. Life doesn't really work like that, does it?
Unfortunately, life is who you know, not what you know. So you could be better than that DJ, but he knows people that know someone that can get him into Glastonbury, and that's how he makes his break. And unfortunately, you have to look at that. And it's hard sometimes. I've done it before. I've looked at people in like the pet business industry with like software and gone, fuck's sake, how have they got that? But then it's all under the surface once you look at it and you're like, oh, actually, they've done that because they know people.
Yeah,
and they've got them through that door.
It's normally a friend.
And that's the stuff that I look at and go, fair play to you. I'm a bit pissed off that you're in that situation. However, there's only going to be a certain amount of people to get you to the top. And it's like, when you get to the top, can you stay there, or you have no experience on how to do that because people have done it for you?
Yeah.
It could just take one person, like one other podcast, to invite us onto a podcast and we could blow up. But it's about who you know, and then that podcast knows other people.
Yeah. So if anyone knows any,
help us
give
out.
us a shout.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like to just go on it for the experience. It wouldn't even be like a chasing clout and stuff. I'd just go on and be the same.
Yeah.
People like it, they like it, because there's loads of people out there that'll just like you for who you are. There's 7 billion people in the world. Someone's bound to be the same as you.
Yeah. Yeah, and people sometimes just like listening to what other people have got to say, or, I think when we give our opinion on stuff, some people really disagree, or some people will say, yeah, that's the exact same as me. And in this case, we're basically saying that everyone should have a purpose, and everyone does have a purpose. You've just got to go out and do it and
Yeah.
you know, not find it. You already know what it is, you know, but like try loads of things and just go out and do some stuff.
Yeah. Go out and get it. Because no one's going to give it you. Honestly, like, I don't want to say I found it out the hard way, but you find it out like in a tough way. It's a lot of looking in the mirror, being like, it's not going to go anywhere unless I do
Mm.
it.
But when you're busy, you know, like when you fill your days with busy schedules and stuff and you're working hard, you kind of, yeah, you're busy and you might get stressed, whatever, but you're not counting down days to the weekend. You're almost wishing that you had more days, more
Yeah.
time.
Wishing it slowed
You
down.
know, some people are like, God, I can't wait for Friday. I'm doing this. Whereas my life's a bit like, you know, it gets to Friday night and I'm like, I'm still busy, you know, I've got this to do on Saturday and, you know, you've got a purpose to your whole
Yeah. There's loads.
life.
I like it when it's all crammed and hectic and you're rushing around. Obviously, I like relaxing as well, but even when I'm relaxing, it was nice at the weekend. I'm sat like in the sun. I'm like, I'll go get my laptop, and then I just can't. I just can't help myself. I'll go on all day and just be sat reading my iPad, and then an idea comes or someone will say something. I'll be like, oh, I'll have a look at that, and before you know it, something else has come to
Yeah.
mind, and that's just how it works. But my purpose is my purpose is probably freedom
Yeah.
in a way, controlled freedom that I can do what I want when I want, still make the money and still make the world go round, but just the freedom.
Yeah. It's nice if you had a life where you can do whatever you choose, like overall, you know, not always, but what I mean is you wake up and you think, right, should we go to London today? Because, you know, this is happening in London. Let's go there. And you could just do that. You don't have to ring in sick. You don't have to book it off work. You don't have to tell someone else. It's just creating a life where you could just live how you want to live. Not many people can do that.
No.
And it doesn't take much to do that. If you can create a life where you've got your own business, yeah, you're going to need to be in the business or doing work, but you're the boss. You have to be the boss to be able to call the shots.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what you love and what you think you might be good at being a boss, or you might be good at doing whatever the business is, being the actual car cleaner, but it'll grow into something else. Just people just need to get off their arse.
Yeah. I think some people are lazy and they don't like to say it and they don't like to hear it. But some people will say, oh, I don't care about that. I'm fine just doing what I'm doing. But okay, that everyone can do what they want, but you are being quite lazy if that's how you're going to go about life.
Yeah. But people want feedback and opinions from people that suit them. Like, they don't want someone to tell them they're lazy. They just want to say, oh, you're just having a tough time. You're going through stuff. They want it to be explained like that. They don't want to say, you're just being lazy, like eating pizza all the time and you're telling me you're fat. Well, of course you're going to be fat.
Mm.
You're eating 2,500 calories in pizza every night.
Yeah, some people get lost and you need a good friend or family member to say, step up.
Yeah.
Like, I can sympathise with you, but step up now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not a complete knob. I wouldn't say that in that way to everyone, but the people that you're around to be able to say it to certain people like that and be like, come on, let's just do something about it, eh? Stop being a fat twat and let's go. Well, that's how I'd like to be spoken to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
want
it's
that.
different.
Yeah.
You want to be like, who are you calling a fat twat?
Yeah.
You. All right. So, all right. I'm not going to be a fat twat then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a fat twat.
You want someone to help you and guide you. And hopefully that's what we do for some people, when we do this podcast, is discuss a topic like this so that some people will listen to this if it reaches them and they'll be sat at home thinking, God, yeah, that's a bit like me. I'm not really doing anything with my life. And it doesn't have to be you build a business, but it could just be, you work hard fitness wise, or you start perfecting your hobbies and
Well, it's
stuff.
to be like I don't even know, down to like your manager's a twat. And you just think, you know what, my purpose is to fucking get you sacked and me in that position. Like, I
Yeah.
want that promotion.
Screw your manager over.
Yeah, not like getting sacked, maybe not, but I want that promotion because if I'm promoted and I'm in that position, you're not there and you're doing my head in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a promotion.
Yeah, that
Keep it
gives you
just down to
purpose.
that. Your purpose is just to, and then from that, you're better as a person. You're in a higher paid job and all that lot, and off you go. But
And then your manager's lost
yeah,
and they don't have a purpose, and then it's a full cycle.
yeah, well, tough shit.
Full circle. Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything there. If you do have any, I was going to say requests, like we're on karaoke. If you do have any requests, put them on the bar.
I can't see.
No, if anyone's listening and then they've got a topic that they think would be good, or a subject that they think would be good to kind of talk about, then let us know in the comments. And
It was what I was going to say before you end it. It was just because the way for people that might want a purpose from us in life, the whole reason we started this in the way we tell it is because we want people to relate to it. So you're hearing it like fresh and raw from us. So that's all I want to say.
yeah, that's true. And we've said this a couple of times, but it's nice to put it in at the end because we give our opinion, but we kind of do it in a conversation where we kind of go full circle. We pick everything out, and sometimes like I'll be talking to Sam, and you'll say something, and I'll be like, "Yeah, like that, I totally agree with that." And then other times we might be like, "I think the opposite to that." And it's nice to just have a conversation open in front of other people, where you can then listen in and agree or disagree. And not a lot of people do this, but comment and let us know, like, well, actually, I think this. And it's nice to get things wrong. I put something out the other day on Instagram, and then someone commented like, actually, it's this, and it's nice to people to get involved.
You were raging.
I was fuming.
No.
He was wrong, the guy.
Yeah,
but
the Milk King.
yeah, but it's nice to just, have a conversation with us, with people listening.
Yeah.
It's an element where who would have ever thought this exists?
Yeah. I think most people some people get easily offended without knowing the full picture. So that even goes back to like the Instagram reels or whatever we do. People get offended after like 5 seconds. Listen to the whole thing. Shit. Listen to the whole thing and then you'll understand. And it's like, we might have conflicted opinions, but it's not. It's not that you are an actual knob or I'm a knob and stuff like that. You're allowed your different opinions.
Yeah.
And that's why we wanted people to comment. So we know what people think. That's all it is. And like I said from the start, I'm not bothered what people think.
Leave the comments. If you can't leave a comment, then like it at least, or share it, or follow it, subscribe to it. We're on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything.
Weekly podcast, weekly workout.
And then more coming soon. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you on the next one.